I have to obey. This will continue until my last day. Oh, yeah!
Drums Rock has you playing trumpets and saxophones to the beat of the music. I'm obviously kidding. Drums Rock has you playing drums, obviously. And it does this in a simple way where you have demons flying towards you which are colored, and you hit the corresponding drum at the moment you see a blue halo around the demon. It's that simple. Hello everyone, this is Corey, and in this series we will help you answer the question if Drums Rock is worth it. As always, we talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, and then I give you my opinion and tell you whether I think it's worth it. So, let's jump right into the good stuff. Of course, your objective in Drums Rock is to hit the drums to the beat of the music to defeat the approaching demons. That's not all there is to it though. While you're hitting normal demons approaching your drum set, there are also fat demons which have a number on them indicating how many times you must hit that drum in rapid succession, and demons of different colors that are attached to one another, which represents two notes you must hit simultaneously. There are also some awkward notes which have you hitting your drumsticks together, but we will talk more about this when I talk about the bad stuff. If we take a quick look at the options, you can adjust things like drum height, haptic feedback, localization options, audio settings, effects, and there's even an option for mixed reality. You can unlock cosmetic items in the store with an in-game currency which is earned by completing challenges and songs. They also showcase their roadmap in the game as well, if you're interested to see what they're up to. The load screen says you can throw your sticks to get a power-up for more points, but I don't know if this is actually true because I didn't notice any indications when I threw my own sticks. When you make a mistake, the music becomes distorted, which gives you a sense that you've made a mistake, and this brings a lot of value to the game because it makes you feel like you're part of the band and that your skill at hitting the drums really matters, which I really appreciated. There are 3 acts in the campaign, and at the end of the first act, you battle a boss. This was unexpected and a pretty nice touch. It was a little confusing to figure out what to do when the boss brings up its mechanic. And I think you just keep hitting the drums because that's what made the bar move for me. But I noticed that hitting the cymbals did not move this bar. So let's get right into the bad stuff. The main issue which I had with Drums Rock are the awkward positions of some of the notes. The demons. The blue, yellow, red, and green notes have demons which line up to those drums. But at times, there are notes which require you to hit 2 drums at the same time, and they showcase this by attaching 2 different colored demons to represent which note to hit. The issue here is that when there are 2 demons joined together, the placement of the demons approaching the drums become confusing. Here, let me give you an example. You'll have a blue and a green attached demon approaching the left side of your drum set. The left side of your drum set is where your blue symbol is placed. So this makes sense, but the green symbol is on the right side. The obvious and simple solution would be detaching the demons and placing them on their respective sides of the drum to not make things so confusing. On top of this, there are notes which are out of place on their own as well. And this just leaves us with a lack of consistency, which makes you completely rely on color to track what notes to hit. This is a huge disappointment, and I cannot agree with this design philosophy. When you're playing a rhythm game, it is crucial to have the fundamental aspects of it simple. This way you're not confusing the player, but when blue notes are suddenly positioned on top of red notes on your drum set, things suddenly don't feel right anymore, which may lead you to accidentally hit your red drum, since that's where the blue note was lined up. Drums Rock adds unique characteristics to their game by changing things up and having you hit your stick together at times instead of the drums themselves. But I have to question why they added this mechanic to the main campaign. As you learn the fundamentals of playing Drums Rock, you're suddenly thrown off by a yellow demon which has a drumstick symbol on it. And when you look down at your drums, you realize you don't even have a yellow drum anymore. This adds 0 value to the game and only leads to more confusion and inconsistency, leaving you frustrated as you continue to attempt to learn how to play the game. The fat demons, which you have to hit multiple times, often prevent you from being able to see the notes behind it, which means you cannot anticipate the notes coming after. This is simply a poor game design, which was quite frustrating to say the least. Quite often, the notes I was hitting seemed offbeat to the music, but this is most likely due to easy and medium difficulty songs not having the full extension of the notes. At the same time, I feel like things could have been tightened up here in this regard. The environments were also mediocre, and they didn't make use of VR, because you could clearly tell they added a simple flat spherical background which doesn't carry any depth, and this just looks bad in VR. Lastly, I'd like to see more options for things like colorblind settings and adjusting the angle of your drumsticks. Options like this need to be standard in VR games, as everyone will have a different position they are comfortable in. So, is it worth it? Drumsrock is a poor attempt at a rhythm drums game in VR. There are clear inspirations from games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, but with obvious flaws such as inconsistent note placement which leaves you confused on which drums to hit, and demons which are big enough to prevent me from seeing what notes are coming up next. With rhythm games, knowing which notes to hit next is a fundamental aspect of the game, and when the game is designed in a way which throws you off and makes things confusing, things suddenly aren't so fun anymore. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that Drumsrock is bad in all aspects. I did have fun playing some of the more simple tracks before they became a confusing mess of inconsistent note placement. If the developers tightened up the notes so that things make more sense, then Drumsrock has a lot of potential. But this all leaves us with the real question, and I personally do not think Drumsrock is worth it in its current state at the time of this review. There are clear flaws which just don't sit well in a rhythm game. And there are better examples of rhythm games in VR, such as Ragnarock, or the obvious choice, Beat Saber. This is all just my opinion though, and I'm curious whether you think Drumsrock is worth it. Let me know in the comments down below. I post new videos every week, so if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell down below to get notified when I release new videos. Liking the video helps a ton, and it shows your support. And if you want to know what's on my mind, then follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description down below. As always, make sure you think for yourself, which means question yourself, do what makes you happy, and I'll see you all next time.